This is my mum, and I'm going to be interviewing her on fashion through time. What was your favourite decade within the 20th century?
I would possibly say late 80s, early 90s.
And why was this?
Because I was influenced more by the pop bands that I would follow, and I liked the clothes that they would wear, such as Madonna. So you'd follow the kind of trends that pop stars would put out there first.
And why did you prefer this to a decade such as, say, the 80s?
Because there was a lot of fluorescent stuff in the 80s and it was a bit out there for me. And I suppose as you get older and become more confident in your own self and your own skin, then you're a little bit more daring with what you wear. And also I was earning a little bit of money then, so I could treat myself and buy my own clothes rather than my parents telling me what I was wearing.
Thank you. I'm going to be interviewing her on fashion through time. And what was your favourite decade?
The 60s.
And why was this your favourite decade?
Well, it was personally my favourite decade because in the 60s I just become a teenager. So late 65, 66 I would have been about 16, and fashion become very, very popular. You had the likes of Mary Quant, who opened shops in Chelsea, and it was very, very popular to wear. It did become popular to wear mini skirts.
Oh, cool. And why did you prefer this to, say, the 80s or a different decade such as that?
Well, the 80s was not very classy. You had things like puffball skirts that didn't suit everybody. So something that was fashionable that didn't suit people wasn't a good look.
Okay, well, thank you, Nan. And what was your favourite decade?
My favourite decade was probably the 1960s.
Yes, and why was that?
Because I was young, only 16, and we all had Lambretta, and there was mods and rockers. The rockers had motorbikes, and we used to go down to the coast, and we'd all the mods would wear mohair suits and chisel shoes, and winkle pickers would be what the rockers wore. And
my favourite decade through time is the 1950s, and this is due to it being the birth of a teenager, where people who were born after the war, who would obviously have been teenagers, were allowed to make more of their own decisions surrounding what they'd done and their fashion statements at the time. And two of the main styles were Teddy Boys and the biker look. And Teddy Boys would have had greased back hair, and they would have worn a suit kind of style, whereas the biker look had more of a leather jacket, denim jeans and Dr. Martens shoes on. Women in this decade also got to dress a lot more freely, and the clothing was a lot more loose, and this was the circle dress, which was a key creation, as this allowed women to dance more easily. And I felt like this decade just sort of people could come out of themselves rather than having the rules surrounding like what their parents wore. They had to wear that, and they could just be themselves.